comprehensions, basically there are three types of comprehensions. Okay, so they are what, list comprehension, set comprehension, and then the dictionary comprehension, as you see here. List comprehension, set comprehension, and then the dictionary comprehension. Okay? So basically, these are the concise way. Okay, concise way of creating list, set, or dictionary. Okay? So they come in very handy because they take very it takes very little code, first thing. Okay, and then normally they are in one line. Okay, one line. So what normally takes a few lines, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 lines, that can be done in one line in comprehension. Okay, so you'll see the utility or usefulness of this in a moment. Okay, so let's see. So let's talk about the first one, the list comprehension, right? So the list comprehension, the syntax. Okay, syntax is like this: expression, for, item, in, iterable. Okay, so you don't have to remember this. Okay, so you'll see that it follows this syntax, more or less. It follows this syntax. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at an example, and then I'll try to explain that after, once you see the. Okay, I'll rather show you the example, right, and then try to explain how it works then. Okay, all right. So rather, what I'll do is I'm going to create a new notebook, right? Okay, then I'll try to create a new list comprehension. Okay, let's see. It's loading up. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's create a new list comprehension. Say I'll just write lst comprehension. Okay. List comprehension is equal to, say, for example, I want to make list comprehension. Okay, so let's see. Let's follow the example right here. Okay. Okay. So I want let me write it down here. Okay? I want, for example, a list of cubes. Okay? Cubes of numbers from 1 to, let's say, 10, right? I want a list of cubes of numbers. Okay, cube means what? So for example, cube of 2 is what? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, right? So likewise, okay? So I want to make a list of a cube ranging, the numbers ranging from 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10 in one line, okay? In one line, okay? And then let's try to do that, okay? So what I'll do is, okay, I'll just leave a space here. I'm going to fill it up, fill this later, okay? Because I'm going to start from here. I'll just leave some space there. And then say, I'll write for, okay? I'll just write item, okay? For item in, okay? And then the iterable means I can put a range, right? Range and 1, comma, 11, because I want to go up to 10. Means if I put 11, it will go up to 10, right? As you remember from last time, okay? So once I have that, now I have this item, okay? Okay, then I can use this item right here. So what I can do is item, okay? And then to the power. Now how do you do to the power? Double asterisk, and then 3. Okay? So if I do this, okay, then it's supposed to give me a list of the cubes of numbers ranging from 1 to 10, okay? So I'm going to print it, right? Let's print it. Okay? Let's see the score, right? Let me run this and let's see. Connecting. Okay. So there you go. See, I got it, right? See, the cube of 1 is 1, cube of 2 is 8, cube of 3 is 27, as you know, right? So 3 times 3 times 3 is 27, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, and so on, right? See, it's ranging from 1 to 10. The last number is 10 in that range, right? So 10 times 10 times 10 is, of course, 1000, right? See how easy it is. See, in one line of code, see, one line of code. See, so uh, this is a nifty, very neat way, right? Okay. So this is what a list comprehension works, right? So this is a list comprehension. Okay. So let's look at other examples. Let's see. So for example, okay, let's see. Okay. All right. So if you want, okay, so the same list, okay. So you want a list of numbers, okay, square numbers. Okay, I'm gonna do another one. Okay. So okay, I want another list, okay. I want a list, this is another list of uh, squares of negative, not negative, let's see, of, odd numbers, okay, odd numbers from 1 to 20, right? Okay, I want a list of squares of odd numbers from 1 to 10. That means the first odd number will be 1, okay, the second odd number will be 3, right? So it should be something like this. I'm going to write at least a few, a few expected results. Okay, so the first one should be 1, right? Second one should, because the second odd number after 1 is 3, right? So 3 times 3 is 9, right? Okay, and then after that, what's the next odd number? 5, right? 4 is not even, so it's 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, right? So, and then so on, likewise, okay, up until what? 19, yeah, up to 19, right? Okay, so if I want to do that, okay, so how do I, how do I get this result using the list comprehension? So I'll just write LST square. I'll just write SQ for SQ odd. Okay, odd numbers. I'll just write that. I don't want to make my variable name too big. Right? So LST SQ odd is equal to, always you need to have what? A square, pair of square brackets. Okay? So just label space. So this is what I usually do, okay? Because this, it's this is I find it easy to do it this way. So different people have different ways of doing this. Okay? So I find it easy to do it this way rather than writing the first whatever comes here. I'll just leave a space for that to come back later. So I start with what? For, okay, I can use any valid variable name, okay? So I'll use I, okay, I in range. So the range should be what? 1 to 21, right? 1 through 20, because I want to go up to 20, right? So after that, here I can put the conditional, okay? The conditional is if. I can use the if statement, if, right? And then I have this I, okay? This I gets the value, okay? Because this is a for loop, right? So this is a for loop means, okay, this I gets the value of ranging from 1 to 20, okay? One at a time in each iteration, right? In each, loop, okay? So the first time, okay, because this is a for loop, basically it's a for loop, right? So this is a loop, right? In the first iteration, in the first round, let's say round, okay? In the first round, it gets the value 1. In the second round, it gets the value 2. Third round, it gets the value 3, and so on up until the value of I is 20, right? Okay. So now I have this, this is, this is there for me to, to use. I can use this. So I know that it will get this value, each of the values, in turn, one after another. Okay. So now what I can do is I can use that. I can use that I, right? I can use that I is, okay, so I want only odd numbers, right? Odd numbers means what I can do is not equal to, it's not equal, right? Okay, so sorry, I forgot here, I percent, right? I percent 2. So So I percent 2 will be 0, okay, for all the even numbers. So I want to test with not 0. So when I percent 2 means what? I is divided by 2 and the remainder, right? If it's 4, okay, if it's 4, for example, then 4 divided by 2 is what? 2, and then there's no remainder, 0. 0 remainder. See, that means all the even numbers, okay? If I say this condition right here, okay, this conditional, right? I percent 2 is not equal to 0 means only the odd numbers, right? Odd numbers will pass this test. Even numbers will fail because in even numbers, I percent 2 will be what? 0, right? So this condition will pass only for odd numbers, right? So I'm good. So now here, this means that I'm ensuring that I just get the, I'm just, uh, again, I'm just including the odd numbers in my list, right? So now I got that, right? Because this one, this whole thing, okay, this from here to here, okay, once it gets run, I'm just getting what? List of odd numbers, ranging from what? 1 to 20. I'm just getting the list of odd numbers from 1 to 20. Okay, 1 to 20. Okay, so now I have that. Now, for each of those numbers, what I'm going to do, I'm going to square them, right? So what I can do is I can do what? Asterisk, asterisk, 2. That means I'm squaring it, right? Okay, so let's try and see if this worked, right? So what I'm going to do is print lst, right? Uh, underscore sq underscore all, right? So let me run this and see if I did it correctly. Yes, looks like I did, right? See, the first number is 1. See, as expected, at least we got 3 of these correct, right? So yes, right? So I mean, the rest also, yes. See, 7 times 7 is 41. The next number, odd number is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. Next is what? 11. 11 times 11 is 121. So let's look at the last number. 19 times 19 should be 361, right? So yeah. So basically, yeah, it worked, right? So now, okay. Uh, did you understand, or do I need to explain it more? Yana, what do you think? I know. Okay, so yeah, so it takes a little while. Okay, I mean you need some practice. Okay, you cannot fully understand in one go, of course, right? So once you try this on your own, right? Then of course, then you'll get it. Okay, it's not that hard anyway, right? Okay, so let's see. Okay, okay. Okay? How about if you have something like so we saw the list comprehension with this if statement, right? If conditional. How about if there is if else, right? So in if else case, how do we do it, right? So let's see. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay, so right here. All right. So I want a list of numbers from uh, 1 to 20 again. Let's not make it too big, okay? Or I think it's 25. Sorry. Okay, from 1 to 20, where, right, the odd numbers are left alone, right? But the even numbers are, probably it's better to put in a separate line, right? Okay, okay, so are left alone, but the even numbers are squared. Okay, So I hope you understand. So what this means is that, you know, something like this. Another line here. Okay, so something like that. The result of this should be a list, of course, right? In that list, I want numbers from 1 to 20, where the, you know, even number, the odd numbers are left alone. Means, so I have one is odd, nothing. Okay, just one, right? Nothing done to it, right? So two, because two is not odd, which is even, right? So even should be squared, means it should be four, right? How about three? Three is odd. Okay, we leave it alone, right? Just like that. Just leave it like that. And then the next is 4, right? So 4 will be, because 4 is even, right? It should be 16, and so on, like that. Okay, let's see if we can produce, I mean, we can write a code, right? In list comprehension to do that. Okay? So let's try, okay? So I'll just write list comp. Okay, I don't want to, you know, a long variable name, right? So list comp is equal to, always you need this, right? A pair of square brackets, and then I leave a space there, okay? Or in this case, because we're using the conditional first, right? So we need if else here, okay? We need what? If else, right? If, else, or let me write what? List comprehension, right? List comprehension with if else, right? So here, now what I can do here is, so I can say I, right? Um, I can do what? Because I want the even numbers, okay? Even numbers to be squared, right? So I'll just write I squared, right? I squared if I percent, right? Where's percent? I percent u is equal to 0. That means this is the, so this means this will filter out all the what? Even numbers, right? So for this, the even numbers will pass, right? For even numbers, this will be true, this conditional, which is highlighted here. And then for odd numbers, this will be false. So for even numbers, as I said here, right, up there, right? So even numbers are to be squared. So here, if I do this, I'll get just the even numbers, right? And they're squared here. See, I squared, right? And then else, and then I can use the keyword else, right? Else, leave it alone, means this I, okay? This I there. That means we left it alone, right? That means all the odd numbers, because even numbers will, you know, get this. And then for, okay, this one right here, right? And then for everything else, which is, I mean, there's even or odd, right? So the rest are odd, means odd will be printed as they are, right? Okay. And then now the next part is what? Using the comprehensive, just like before, right? For I in range, what? 1 to, what did we say? From 1 to 21, 20, 1 to 20 means you can use 21, right? Uh, all right, so now I hope it works. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so print LSD, right? Okay, let's try this. Yeah, it looks like okay. So 1, 4, 3, 16. Yeah, of course. See, 1, 4, 3, 16. Right. This was expected, at least for first four numbers. Okay, we got them right. Right. See, 1, 4, 3, 16, and so on. See, they all the odd numbers. See, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, all the way up to 19. They are left alone. Means they're as they are, nothing done to them. But for all the even numbers, see, 2, 4, right, 6, 8. Okay, all those are squared, right? So this is the power of you know, this comprehension. See how, you know, elegant, very elegant. See, one line of code, you know. So this is called, this is the Pythonic way. So it's something called Pythonic. Okay, so this is a Pythonic way of doing it. Okay, so for the same thing, you can use, you know, if else for everything in maybe, you know, 4 or 5 lines, and still you get the same thing, right? Same thing. But here, you know, it's Pythonic. Okay, so this is something called the Pythonic way of doing things, right? Writing code. Okay, so okay, likewise, let's see what else we have. Okay, if else, multiple conditions. Okay, so rather, okay, so we can call method on each element using list comprehension. Yeah. Okay, let's try this one here. Okay, so let's try one more. Right. Okay. So here, let's see. I want to. Okay, let's see. I want to capitalize or yeah, capitalize uh, mm, all the strings in a list, right? I want to capitalize all the strings in a list. So how do I do that? Let me go back and check capitalizing. Okay, so now what we can do here, using what? Using list comprehension, right? Of course. So let's see, if I have, let's say I have a list, right? So that, okay, so probably it's easier if I, okay, do this, right? So, okay, I want to capitalize all the strings in a list. So I have a list of strings, right? List of strings is like this. Okay, so let's say I have hello. Uh, oh, let's see, R. I'm just going to mix up the, keys. And then another one. So I can have like say Y O U. Okay. Okay. So I want to capitalize means the so the result should be something like this. Okay. The result should be uh, a list, of course, right? And then of all of these, I have what capitalize means this. The first word, I'm sorry, the first letter in the word is going to be capital, and rest will be small, right? Right. That here it would be how, right? And then R, right? And then uh, U, right? Okay, so this is what we want. Okay, so how can we do it in this comprehension, right? So let's see. I'll just write cap. Okay, capitalize cap is equal to, again we need this, right? The pair of the square brackets. Okay, and I'll just write say word, right? Word dot uh, capitalize, right? Capitalize is capitalizes, okay? For word in, okay? LST, okay? So and then I'm going to print it. Let's print. Yeah. Okay, let's see if it works. Yes, it did work. See, now we got exactly what we anticipated right here. See, now how does it work? So here, uh, this just I think it's better to start to think from okay, think about what this does first. Okay? Highlighted part. Okay, you have for word in LST means word. This is just like a plain for loop, right? So here it goes through this loop, right? It goes through this loop one after another, right? So in the first iteration, right? This word, okay, will get the value what hello, right? And then this word, that word, okay, that word will be capitalized, right? Right? That word will be capitalized, and also that will be part of this part of the list, right? See this one right here, okay? Capitalize and part of the list. Okay. Another one, okay, the second iteration. Now, second iteration of that, or second round, the word will get the value what? We'll get the value how, right? We'll get the value how, and then that word, okay, will be capitalized and then included in the list, right? And then in the third run, right, this will be, okay, the word, word, this variable will get this value, right? And then because word is equal to ARE, this one right here, see? Now that is being capitalized right here, okay? And then included in the list and so on, right? Okay, so you see, now again, see, very, few, uh, code, right? In terms of code, very little code, right? Very little code, very elegant, easy to understand, right? So this is, this is the beauty, right? Beauty and power of Python, basically.